My name is John Huston. I'm a director of motion pictures. Most of the pictures that I direct are made on location. I've been in Mexico for a long time now, not consecutively, but I always return to Mexico. It's one of the countries I like best in the world.
There has never been a set quite like this. Across it, he is tracing Tennessee Williams' story of an unfrocked minister running amok in Mexico. Today's shooting will start at the top of the hill. Huston works with the most complex material in the world, people, sensitive people. Sue Lyon is 17. She started in movies as Lolita. James Ward is in his 20s. The Night of the Iguana gives him the big break that he's been looking for. Huston is friend and father to his actors, no matter what their age. He knows that the good ones usually coil up tight before they go to work.
After the reading, I told Mr. Huston, I said, you know, I'm a little scared about all this. And he said, don't worry, it's going to be all right, I'm sure. And that was very comforting to me, because I'm a very, what shall I say, a very nervous kind of person.
Here we go. Settle, boys. Hold it down. John, you want her to come in with us?
At first, Ava Gardner and the others just walk and wait. It doesn't seem to have much to do with changing the cold type of a script into living sights and sounds. It does. The time isn't wasted. Huston is sensing the mood of his people, setting up an atmosphere. Talking casually with set visitors like Elizabeth Taylor is part of it. Millions of dollars are riding on his ability to pick the right moment to begin shooting.
I think he has the remarkable capacity that very few directors have of persuading you that you're a very good actor and that you're the only one who's suitable for the role that you're playing, which is very desirable. He's also got the talent of elimination. Having persuaded you that you're the only one who can do it, he then eliminates when you go too far, which I tend to do, being a stage actor particularly. I find him rather weird and odd and caricaturish and wonderful.
My name is Gabriel Figueroa. I'm the director of cinematography of this picture, La Noche de la Iguana. This is my first film with John Huston, a great director, and I have admired him for so many pictures and for a long time. And I always had an interest to work with him.
Okay, roll the camera. Silencio! Roll it!
Certainly, he's in absolute command on this particular location. His word is law, and I approve of that very strongly.
He has a very special facility to, I suppose the words inspire one, but I hate to say inspire because it sounds so pompous, but he does inspire one enormously.
Okay, yes. All right, Cyril.
There's a kind of mystery in the way that Huston feeds feeling to his players from his own reservoir of emotion. He's charged with temperament, but doesn't go in for fireworks. He's been through it all before. Classics like Treasure of Sierra Madre, The Maltese Falcon, Moulin Rouge, The African Queen. His sets are deceptively calm before they burst into life.
When you think of how little time they had to build this place, it's quite extraordinary that it was done in the time. The whole location and set is built up a hill, and this climb, first thing in the morning and about 50 times during the day, reduced my legs and everybody else's legs to jelly by the evening, and we were all complete wrecks. But we've got very fit, and we haven't put on any weight, and I think most of us have enjoyed the location enormously.
Quiet now. Quiet. Roll it.
Yes, that looks all right. That looks all right.
This set was dense rainforest just 4 months ago, crawling with scorpions and iguanas. Now it's ready for one of Burton's biggest, toughest scenes. Tormented by alcohol, he finds himself lashed to a hammock and tries to break free. Huston will shoot this sequence over and over, then show the footage the next day in the projection room at Ms. Maloya. Burton will refuse to watch.
I saw the first film I was ever in. I was very aware of the rushes because I saw all the rushes too. And then when I saw the film, I thought they'd cut out all the good stuff that I'd done, and so I started to dislike the director and the cutter, and probably they were right. And so I decided that in order to make myself feel amiable towards everybody in the set, I would never anymore go to see rushes.
Every seventh day, Huston shuts down the set and people are on their own. Some of them feel the urge to try something foolish, like Little League polo. The iguana is a shifty-eyed super lizard who's been skulking through the Mexican jungle for millions of years. Without this specimen, Huston would have no picture. He stars in the title role. Through planning, instinct, and inspired improvising, John Huston is shaping a motion picture. He collaborated on the script with Anthony Vea. He has thought through the story hundreds of times. Now, he commands a company of 125 highly skilled motion picture workers. To each of them, he must communicate his conception of the finished film. He must know about more than actors and acting. He has to understand cameras, sound, lighting, logistics. He's a combination of sensitive artist and decisive field general. This is the meaning of being a director. It is one of the most demanding professions in the world. Huston always denies it.
So far as directing the actors and the crew is concerned, well, I direct just as little as possible. And I get as much from others as I possibly can. Some of the best ideas I've ever had have come from other people.
The trouble with him is he's such a marvelous actor that he can always act your part much better than you can, and I go straight home at night and put a bullet through my brain because he did it so beautifully.
Huston is a man that has the ability to get along with people. He's a master. Everybody that has worked with him and that is working now with him always learns something from him.
To John Huston, making motion pictures is a way of life. He's been doing it for a quarter of a century. It brings him a vitality and excitement, even serenity, that he can achieve in no other way. This is how he tells people around the world his very personal feelings about the beauty and pain and drama of being alive on this earth. Today, and for 72 days in the hidden paradise of Mismaloya, he is telling it through The Night of the Iguana.
Can I get up for a minute, Tom? Sure. Yeah, sorry.
The production supervisor was Huston's longtime associate, Tom Shaw.
Silenzio!
I say, is everything all right? What's the matter here?
What? Nothing. Fine.
Fine, but I saw you lying in the middle of the road.
No, I'm all right. Absolutely fine. Thank you very much.
But my dear fellow, I mean, you were lying right here. I could have run you over. There must be something the matter. Whatever. There must be something the matter.
Fine. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes, so fine.
Yes.
We bring Jim out of the and do this. No, just I say, let's see, just walk from the.
Yeah.
And don't say, is there something matter from the car?
No.
Because you'll see, really.
Is everything all right?
Would I be getting out of the...
Is everything all right?
That's right. Now here, all right.
But what's the matter here?
You look at it. You just look at it first. Now we'll have a cut down.
Okay.
And Albert can turn his head. And then we come back to it.
The second line.
Second line.
And then I jump up after that.
Then you jump up after that.
Yeah.
So it's until Albert jumps up.
Action!
I say, is everything all right? I say, what's the matter here?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
No. Okay, am I right? Okay.
look here, is everything all right? I say, what's the matter here?
Nothing. Absolutely all right.
All right? You were lying down in the middle of the road.
All right, just the same. Thank you very much.
My dear fellow, you were lying right down here. I might have run you over. Are you sure there's nothing wrong? Huh? Are you sure you're all right? Haven't I seen you somewhere before?
Oxford?
No, Cambridge.
But you're wearing an Oxford tie.
Oh, the tie. No, that belongs to my cousin, as a matter of fact. We're headed for Guatemala. We're making a little tour of the temples, don't you know? Splendid country, isn't it?
Splendid.
Look, are you absolutely sure there are no bones broken?
No bones broken.
My dear fellow, my dear fellow. Yeah. Now, listen. We are staying at the Bella Vista. Now, why don't we pop back to the hotel and you can have a little bit of a lie down?
No, fine.
No? Well, I always keep something in the car for emergencies. Irish. Burke's Irish.
Thanks a million.
No, carry on, my dear fellow, carry on.
Awfully decent of you, old chap.
I say, I know where I last saw you. You were that chap who made that speech last night. Is that right, Olga?
Quite right.
Yes. Didn't really get through to me completely, but you sounded jolly good. Well, now, look, if you're absolutely sure that you're feeling all right, I'd better be pushing off.
Top hole.
Don't go falling into roads anymore, will you? You might get run over or run in. Bloody awful road, isn't it?
Dreadful, dreadful.
Well, the weather's splendid. Cheerio.
Yesterday, out here on location, Mr. Huston and I had an opportunity to talk with your daughter, your 16-year-old daughter, Angelica, and she is, it's just been announced, going to star in a motion picture that you're going to direct. Now, will that be your next picture after Sinful Davy?
I'm not sure, but it will perhaps, and she won't star in it. She'll appear in it.
Oh, I see. I misunderstood.
Well, she'll play a leading role, but she's not a star yet. She'll have to prove whether she's of that caliber or not.
In the middle of an Austrian forest, helped by a group of expert Yugoslav horsemen, John Huston directs a film set in France in the year 1358.
Cut!
The peasants have taken arms against appalling social conditions. The feudal landowners and roving bands of mercenary knights ride against them methodically and brutally. This portrait of a society at odds with itself is the background for a story of two young lovers. Two young people obsessed by themselves, who cannot avoid being caught in the trap of a war whose causes are not of their own making. For Huston, it's a story with strong allusions to the present. He wants to catch what he sees as today's mood of disenchantment and alienation.
Let now your eyes come up and look at it. Put the back of your head this way if you can. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll have to go over and...
Ah, right. You'll actually see the kiss?
Yes, you'll see the kiss. Then his head comes this way.
Yes.
Sobbing.
To play the young lovers, Heron, a 14th century student, and Claudia, a landowner's daughter, John Huston has cast an Israeli actor, Asaf Dayan, the son of Moshe Dayan, and Angelica Huston, his own 17-year-old daughter. 20 years ago, of course, he directed his father, Walter Huston, in Treasure of Sierra Madre, and for that, they both won Oscars.
Cut.
Cut!
No, dear. You've forgotten entirely.
Release the traffic.
The hands didn't do anything, if they were supposed to.
They went.
No, honey. The first place, you hit him with your elbow.
Okay.
You weren't in the same position. Should we go through this again? It's got to be absolutely exact.
182, take 2.
Action.
Karen, I love you.
This is Angelica Huston's first love scene, and for her father, it's a test of professional detachment.
Be with you, my love.
Both hands.
Huston concentrates on detail. He wants to leave the young people free to find an emotion, to react to each other in their own way.
God help me, yes.
And make love to me.
Now.
Huston hopes to capture the heyday of knightly chivalry and courtly love, of minstrels and damsels in distress, by using the unspoilt forests and beautifully preserved castles of Austria, by using costume inspired from old paintings and illuminated manuscripts, by copying armour and weapons from a medieval collection, by rearranging songs from old minstrel ballads.
Love took me all unaware. I returned at breaking day to gather in the gilly flower some gentian and sweet rosemary, and love had fled my garden fair. The loss of love grieveth me not, I stay within my garden. To pluck the laurel, sage, anise, and one single dying rose. To pluck the laurel, sage, anise, and one single dying rose.
But the Middle Ages were also the time of the Black Death, of feudal injustice, of grinding poverty, and the peasants' desperate reaction to these conditions.
Herd the peasants back. Let's get them back out of the picture now. That's right, herding them back.
A peasant has been captured, and the knights use him to force his fellows to surrender.
Put your lance down, and then just herd them this way. You see, just push them back.
The peasant revolt is suppressed by bloody reprisal.
Push them, that's right. Sure. But make it look rough. Rough. Hang, hang, hang. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Another rehearsal.
In position, position, please.
The knights decide to make an example of the captured peasant leader. The form of death, quartering.
All right, ready? Back away, boys. From the time you say quarter him, John.
Roll it. 203, take 1.
All right, action.
Quarter him.
Whip them.
A major attack on a fortified manor house takes several days to work out. The location is Siebenstein Castle, a famous Austrian tourist attraction. Huston will spend hours rehearsing a piece of action so that even the movement of one horse towards the camera can be directed on cue.
Ride this way, great horse. Back to your positions, boys. All right, let's do it once more. Once more, please.
Roll it. Speed. 218, take 3.
Action.
One of the world's great horsemen, Count Frederick von Lederer, has trained the horses to maneuver exactly with men in heavy armor. As the battle develops, the peasants are split up, and the knights hunt them down in open country, one by one. In this action, Heron is forced to kill a boy even younger than himself.
When I kill him, I go off the horse, and then I leave the horse.
That's right. Then you leave, I should think, you leave the horse after killing the boy. Go
I'm
down,
going...
even take him into your arms and try to comfort him.
Yeah.
And he dies.
Heron has been drawn into a struggle which was not of his making, and in which he feels no involvement.
Hide your crime from the camera also. Yes. Don't let us see the face contorted. Just hide it. Let us know that it's happening. Yes. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. 179, take 2.
Action.
John Huston chose this film because he says it has something to tell us about the confusion of youth today. He also sees it, not quite so altruistically perhaps, as the perfect story to launch his daughter Angelica as an actress.
Grieveth me not, I stay within my garden to pluck the laurel, sage, anise, and one single